Tuesday, March 27th, 2012. It's the Panel Pals Comics Podcast. I'm Leo.
I'm Michael.
And this week we have our friend Andrew joining us.
I'm Andrew.
Alright, so this week we have a bunch of interesting stuff because our show is always interesting. But anyway, we're going to talk about how we Googled ourselves, or Googled the podcast, rather. Michael's got some tech support rage. We're going to, give out all of our information, as always. Going to do our Stumbleupon, Comic of the Week, Webcomic of the Week, all that good stuff. So, Michael, tell us about your tech support rage.
Okay, so my Dell computer, which I've been using to record every podcast that we've done so far, it's just randomly started shutting down whenever it feels like it. And
which is often.
Yeah, very often. It might do it any moment now, and it would be terrible.
I will cry.
I would too. And so I go on Dell, and I see that it's still under warranty, so I call them up, hoping I can get my computer fixed for free. And this guy answers, and I can tell this guy has no idea what's going on. Like, he's just reading from a script. And even someone reading from a script should know how to troubleshoot a computer better than what this guy was doing. His first step of troubleshooting was to install this thing on my computer where he can take control of it, like they do sometimes. And he combs through the list of all of my programs until he comes across a free antivirus software that came with my computer. Even though I have a paid subscription for Kaspersky antivirus. And he does a little scan with it, and a suspicious website was found called the Pirate Bay, which, that's completely normal that would pop up because it's the Pirate Bay. And the guy joyfully says, "Oh, here's the problem. You have a virus." And I very obviously did not have a virus. He just didn't know what was going on. And then he started asking me for my credit card information so I could pay $180-something to get my computer fixed, even though it's still under warranty. So I hung up.
And he also asked for your social security. Don't forget that.
I would have.
And your mother's maiden name.
Yeah, all my secret codes to everything, my password, my Facebook profile.
Yeah.
It was.
Dude, I would have been mad. Didn't you tweet that you hated Dell tech support and they tweeted you back and stuff?
I did. They Dell helpbot messaged me back saying, "Is there anything we can do to help?" So I blocked them. I was mad. I was not in talking mood.
I don't blame you at all.
And it was hard enough for me to call them in the first place because I hate talking on the phone. It's one of my 5 most socially awkward situations I could be in, especially with tech support.
What are the other 4?
Being in crowds is definitely one of the soft ones. Let's see, the second one is walking in front of people, like a big group of people. Third would probably be someone to draw attention to me, not necessarily in a crowd, but in front of a group of people I don't know.
Okay.
And fourth would probably be the phone calls, honestly.
What's number 5?
Let's see. I'm just kind of rolling with this. I'm trying to picture myself in the most awkward situations I can think of. 5 would be to have an embarrassing situation, stumble in front of people.
Yeah, I feel like you've just given me a list of your fears, basically.
I kind of did. I just put that out on the internet. It's probably not the smartest idea.
You hear that, internet? Facebook friend him, and then do all of those things to him.
Yeah. I think that works about right.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
I have it can go into a lot more detail, but 5 basic social fears.
Yeah, they're not bad ones, for sure. Oh yeah, so you and I me and Michael, we Googled the podcast the other day at some point in the last week. I can't remember when. But we're on a bunch of random sites. Didn't you just Google us too, Andrew?
Yeah, it's a bunch of random sites. Some of them are pretty shady.
Yeah, we can't help it. Our listeners apparently frequent those sites. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what to think about it. It's kind of strange.
Oh, so I went to a comic store today with Morgan from episode 11. She was one of our guest hosts, if you remember, and her boyfriend Damon.
Yeah.
We were in Atlanta, and after we visited all the creepy hipster stores and saw a bunch of hipsters, which terrify me, by the way. Outside of one of them, by the way, hobo asked me for a cigarette. Freaked me out. I tweeted about it.
Was he actually a hobo, or was he just a hipster who looked like a hobo?
No, he was a legit hobo. He had dirt on his fingers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes you can't tell.
Nope.
He had a hat, and he was sitting down.
Sounds like a hipster.
Well,
Like,
the hipsters were at the coffee shop. Yeah, some of them I wasn't too sure on. I'm pretty sure this guy was a hobo.
Alright. Well, I mean, that's okay then, I guess.
Anyways, after all the hipster stuff we did, we went around looking for comic stores because we all love comics and they're the best. And we walk in this one. The first thing we see is like this big rack of superhero porn.
Oh, yeah.
So it was what, racks of racks?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
that
good,
was good,
Andrew. That's good.
You're so funny.
I know. I'll be here all night. Tip me.
Or most of the night, anyway. Who knows?
Yeah, it's whenever my bedtime is.
So,
Yeah.
One in particular stood out to Morgan. There was Wonder Woman. Let's see, I have the name of it here. It was Wonder Woman XXX.
Classy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she wanted my number so she could send me a picture of it, and I'm okay with that if she does.
So she went over there and she started taking pictures of the front and the back. It was Wonder Woman XXX, a hardcore parody.
I mean, I'm cool with that too. She can send the pics over to my phone.
Don't worry, I'll forward them to you, Andrew. Don't worry.
Thank you, Leo.
Of course.
Yeah, it was a pretty productive day.
Yeah, it sounds like it was interesting, at least.
Oh,
sounds like it was pretty interesting.
I introduced Damon to Chew.
Which we'll be talking about next week.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that. He actually picked up issue number 1, which was kind of a big deal. He got it for $1.
Dude, heck yeah. I'd buy anything for $1.
Especially
except the humble bundle. How about that for less than $1?
And you basically stole from them.
Speaking of stealing, I now have Fire Emblem, was it Radiant Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Talk about the Pirate Bay. But yeah. Oh gosh, I love that. I love those games so much.
Be careful on the Pirate Bay because apparently it's a virus.
I must have like hundreds of viruses then.
No, the website itself is a virus.
No way.
Oh. I have hundreds of instances of that virus then.
Yeah, that's according to Dell Tech Support. For all you listeners out there who are apparently unfamiliar with computers like myself. I'm very bitter about it.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. But let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of computers and stuff, we are on YouTube. You should go check us out on YouTube. Cause what's our YouTube thing? Let me find it. www.youtube.com/user/panelpals. We have like 150 video views, I think now.
Where these people are coming from?
I don't know, man. I don't know who the people, like, I don't understand why people watch us or listen to us or do whatever they do. It doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. But what else?
Take attention where I can get it.
Yeah, because you don't get it very often. But, we're working with the Real Comic Guys still. realcomicguys.tumblr.com. Go check them out, them and their comic reviews. Oh man, a pop-up ad just opened up. What happened? What happened?
Wait, what happened?
A pop-up ad just opened up on my computer.
Probably the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, it probably was the Pirate Bay. But anyway, realcomicguys.tumblr.com. Yeah, go check them out.
Yeah, there's your plugin.
Boom. Also, Outer Realm Comics, outerrealmcomics.com. It is a great little comic forum, and they've been showing us a lot of love. And I think we're going to end up doing something with them once we get stuff figured out, so that should be fun.
It's going to be beautiful.
It really will, though. It really will. It'll be fantastic.
They're a nice little community. I really like them.
I do too. It's nice. Like it's small right now. It's only like 100 registered users, but it's really nice.
I want to get plugged in a little bit more, but I'm just kind of like, should I post here? What should I do? Because I've never been in a forum before this.
Just do like other people do and just blow up the forum, just like posting everything.
Yeah, post all the things.
I don't want to be one of those people though.
Okay, Michael, I talked to the site admin and he told me to tell you to like get into it. Like, he told me, he's like, hey, just tell him, like, jump in, you know? Like, don't be afraid.
See what happens.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it, okay? God.
Be like Nike. Just do it.
And have a swoosh. But anyway.
And a bounce.
What?
I don't know.
I thought they should pay us for saying that.
They probably
Nike.
will. Yeah, we should have endorsements and stuff. But I've got some questions that Adam Huber of the Bug Comic answered for us. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Let's see. Oh yeah, I just had a conversation with the Pals Podcast, palspodcast.com. Yeah, Michael was on. Oh yeah, we're on Mumble right now. We're recording with Mumble. We're recording with Mumble, and hopefully it sounds better. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out.
Let us know if it sounds better or worse or whatever.
Yeah, or no change, or you hate us, whatever. But anyway, palspodcast.com. We talked to they called our Google Voice number and left us a message and blah blah blah. And like I was debating. I was like, Michael, what should I do? Like, should I call him back? So I called him back, and Michael was listening. And we had a nice little conversation, and we're gonna get something set up with them where we talk to them and they talk to us and stuff is said. You know, just doing some networking. You know, doing our thing. It should be really exciting.
It should be. They sound like nice people. I think they're nice people.
They do sound like nice people. They really do. But yeah, go check out their podcast, palspodcast.com. We have similar names. I'm pretty sure we turn up on their Google search.
Basically cousins to them.
But are we kissing cousins, Michael? That's the question.
Oh god, you totally used the term kissing cousins. I was about to say that.
Dude, we're from Alabama. Like, kissing cousins is, like, people take full advantage of that.
Oh god.
Like I said, I know someone who's married their first cousin. That's not even kissing cousins. That's just gross. But anyway, also, I sent out an email the other day, and Carl Huber, no relation to Adam Huber of the Bug Comic, but anyway, Carl Huber of The Warehouse is another webcomic that we're going to talk about in a couple weeks. He's going to answer some questions for us. So that's cool. We're making connections in the webcomic world.
Excited about this.
I'm just excited that people... Oh, yeah, and he listened. He was like, oh, you've got some good stuff for such a young podcast. I was like, F yeah. Makes me excited when people compliment us. Because, I mean, this is like all I look forward to every week. But, anyway.
Yeah,
What?
it's kind of sad. You should like trivia night like we do. We went tonight.
Yeah, I would. They wouldn't let me come to trivia night all the time because I would win. Because I rock at trivia. But that's not the point. No, I should do trivia night. I don't know if they have trivia night around here. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Go to Mellow Mushroom or something. That's what we do.
I don't know where that's at. I don't know where the nearest one of those is. I could probably go to a bar and drink, even though I'm not old enough to drink. But anyway.
I don't breaking the law in here.
Yeah. Don't drink if you're underage, people. Public service announcement right there.
I mean, you can drink as long as it's like a Capri Sun, it's whatever.
Yeah. Capri Sun and water only. That's it. No soda, no alcohol. Okay, so, do we want to go ahead and I'll read the questions that Adam Huber answered for us?
Yes, I want to hear these.
Alright. So, he's from The Bug Comic, bugcomic.com. Let me find them real quick. Converse amongst yourselves.
So, Andrew, are you on spring break?
Actually, I had my spring break like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, mine's still going on.
Oh, man, you're so lucky. What are you doing?
Doing a podcast.
Cool.
Okay, I found them. That was a good answer, doing a podcast. I like that. But anyway, alright, so, where did the original idea for the bug comic come from? And he said, here's the long version I posted on my site, which apparently I failed to read. It was freshman year of high school when I was in English class. The teacher handed each of us these clear sheets of plastic and a marker. On the plastic was a sentence with a grammatical mistake. Our job was to write the sentence correctly. The teacher would then collect them and place them one by one on an overhead projector so the whole class could see how you corrected the sentence. The teacher would then hand out new sentences and repeat the process. Second sentence I got had the word cockroach in it. I corrected the sentence, and just for fun, I quickly drew a goofy-looking bug on the clear overlay. I heard the teacher give a slight snicker before she placed it on the overhead projector, and the class laughed as well. The teacher handed us our third sentence, and I drew the bug again, this time holding up a sign saying, I love English class. I figured she couldn't get mad at me for drawing that. The interesting part was that I wasn't alone this time. Several other kids drew pictures relevant to their sentences. The teacher grudgingly placed them on the projector, and the kids laughed and laughed. Once it was time for us to do our fourth sentence, I decided I wasn't going to draw anything. I was the only one who didn't. Everyone went nuts, drawing all sorts of stuff. The class laughed uproariously, and for a brief time, the teacher completely lost control of the class. I remember thinking at the time, so this is what it feels like to be a cartoonist. It was the first time I'd ever seen my art get a genuine laugh and influence a group of people. That's a nice little origin story. I like that. But anyway, so, what?
Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I thought you were just going to keep going.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've commented because I felt like it.
Okay.
But anyway, so, second question. What made you decide to do a webcomic over, say, a traditional comic? And he says, I spent the better part of the 90s submitting various comic strips to a number of newspaper syndicates. Admittedly, most of them were pretty terrible. I then began to notice around 2006 that the number of syndicates were slowly drying up. I started getting nervous about my already dismal chances of ever becoming a cartoonist. Then a friend of mine introduced me to the world of webcomics. I was very skeptical at first that anyone could make money, let alone a living, from posting comics online. It wasn't until I purchased the book, How to Make Webcomics, that I was finally able to wrap my head around this business model. With the newspapers giving me no play, I decided to give webcomics a shot, even though I knew absolutely nothing about how a website works. It's been 3 years, and I still don't know how websites work, but I do now own a keyboard and a mouse that lights up, so that's sort of progress, right? So, third question. Are you ever surprised about how much attention Bug has gotten since its creation? And he says, and I'm quoting, I apologize for swearing, Michael, I know your ears are tender. But he says, hell yes. When I first started drawing Bug, I had no idea what kind of strip it was going to be. My plan was to draw it in obscurity and spend a year figuring out how the strip was going to work. I was regularly posting for about 6 months when I started seeing these weird spikes in traffic. I say weird because I hadn't told anyone but my family and friends about the strip. Before I knew it, the strip had gotten a nice sized audience with no real help from me. Fourth question. Where do you get most of your ideas for the comic? He says, the shower. When I first wake up in the morning, my brain must contain a swig or two of dream juice that's chock full of weird ideas. I assume the steam from my morning shower weaponizes this liquid and makes it airborne, at which time I inhale it and think to myself, the Pledge of Allegiance will really screw Americans if flags ever gain sentience. If the morning shower deals nothing, then I gotta come up with ideas the old-fashioned way, a combination of daydreaming and goofing off. Does the comic ever represent your own life in any way, with people instead of bugs, of course? He says, it wasn't intentional, but the strip has definitely become a reflection of myself. It's not quite a journal comic, but I will often write strips based on things that have happened to me. I usually do it out of laziness. It's much easier to find humor in your dumb life than the Ming Dynasty. And so my final question was, any advice you would give to other people wanting to start a webcomic? He says, draw the comic you want to draw. I know most would file that piece of advice in the no-duh folder, but I think it's easy for cartoonists, and I was one of them, to fall in the trap of drawing comics they think other people want to see. Before Bug, I drew a comic about aliens from Pluto trying unsuccessfully to take over Earth. It was a cute idea that I thought people would like, but after 100 strips, I lost all interest in it. I realized I was drawing a comic for other people and not myself. It's got to be a comic you would draw, even if no one saw it. So, he was nice enough to answer those questions, and I really appreciated that. So, what do you guys think?
Sounds like a really interesting guy to interview.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been awesome to do a Skype interview with or something, but he's busy, I understand.
Yeah, those are really good answers. Like, you could tell he really put some thought into those.
Yeah, it took him quite a while to respond, so...
He probably toil over them night and day, wanting to have the perfect answers for us. How important we are.
Most likely. What'd you think, Andrew?
Oh yeah, I love that response he did about the dream juice and getting all his inspiration from the shower. I thought that was brilliant. He seemed to really care about his comic and give enough time to tell you guys about how much he loved it and stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that was my favorite answer as well. Because, dude, I get all my best thoughts in the shower, too. That's where I come up with podcast stuff. I'm pretty sure the podcast was a shower idea, now that I think about it. But, alright, let's see, what do we got next? Alright, game of the week. Mario. It's the Mario and Portal mix-up. So, alright. Basically, you're Mario and you have a portal gun. Like, that's pretty much it, right, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, what'd you think of it?
Well, I thought that it combined two of my favorite games, Portal and Super Mario, as if it was a super hybrid birth baby. And it made playing Mario so much easier. So much easier. I felt bad because I knew I was going to get past all the levels.
Yeah, I mean, there is a slight sense of guilt, but it's also pretty great.
I mean, it was just, I had never even thought about that, combining Mario and Portal. It was a brilliant idea. And then whoever created it, I think it's on, stabyourself.net, whoever created it didn't limit themselves to just the crossover. They also added, a level builder, so you can, design your own levels and play through them. And there's also a Portal playthrough, so you can solve the puzzles through Aperture Science Laboratories, but, with Mario. So I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah, it has a lot of nice features. There's also apparently 4-player co-op. I don't know if that's live yet, but apparently, they're either doing it or they've already done it, one of the two.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like, that'd be pretty cool, 4-player co-op with that. I don't know. What'd you think about it, Michael? Did you get to play it this week?
No, I've been busy doing spring break stuff. Every single day I've been busy doing stuff, which is pretty uncommon for me, actually.
Yeah, it's very uncommon for you. Usually you're in the same boat I am, just playing video games all day and stuff.
Oh, my schedule's freed up now, so
But
I'll definitely have to play it.
You were saying before, though, that you didn't like the fact that they were, like, combining them, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something about, why not just make your own characters and world? But, I guess people love Mario, people love Portal, why not just ride onto that popularity? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you have a point, but, yeah, I think you have a point with that, because there is something to be said for originality, but also, it's a really cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I think they could have come up with something on their own and it's still been just as good.
I think the guys or the girls, the team, whoever does this game, has a bunch of other games they've created too. And not only are they homages to other games, kind of like crossovers, but they also have a couple of their own original games.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, really?
That'd be something to look into.
Yeah. So I think it's not necessarily them trying to copy off an idea and write it off. They're just, enthusiastic fans trying to show their love for the franchise by combining it. I don't know, something like that.
There we go. That's why we have you on here, Andrew.
Pretty much. Give another viewpoint. But yeah, anyway, stabyourself.net. It's a pretty great website name, I think.
Not recommended.
Stabyourself.net. Yeah, not recommended. But you should go to the website.
That is recommended.
True fact. But yeah, go check it out. Go check out Mario. Go check out all their other games. Browse around. Tell them we sent you. They'll probably be like, who's that? They have no idea who we are. But anyway, what would you rate the game, Andrew?
I thought it was a fun game. Like I said, I don't know. It made it a lot easier to play through the game, and I guess that might take some of the fun away. But I guess you can always get creative with it. So maybe like a 3.5. This is a scale of 5. If it was a scale of a 10, I would give it like a 7.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. I was like, really?
Yeah.
3.5? That is terrible.
That is horrible. I just thought about it. So that was out of 5, and then out of 7, that was another score.
Okay. So 7. I give it like a 6, maybe. 6.5. Because it was fun. Like you said, it was a lot easier, which did take some of the joy out of it. But it was still pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael has no rating, because Michael hates fun.
I'm sorry. I've been busy doing real life things, which is less important.
Real life. Who needs one?
You know what you need? You need a second life.
All that is like furry porn. No.
Yeah, you know what they do on that side, Andrew.
I do not, actually.
I don't either. I've heard stories.
It's the internet, and it's the internet, and they created a person to do whatever they want to with. Of course, all they're going to do is, like, try to have sex with other people. Of course, that's all the internet's going to do with it.
Yeah, you've got a point.
I mean, of course, that's all that's going to happen. It's the same reason Chat Roulette had to make a program that searches for penises in the video feed, because people are gross and disgusting. People are just gross. That's the point of that story. But anyway.
Won't find any of those in this podcast.
Yeah, no. None. None of the grossness. But anyway. So, new comics for the week. This is a good week in comics, I think. Especially Image Comics. Very strong showing
I love
this
Image
week.
Comics.
Yeah, Michael and I are as old as Image Comics. It's pretty great. Andrew is too. He was born in 92, just like Image. But anyway. So, Invincible, number like 90 or 89, I think it's 90, comes out this week. Comes out Wednesday, which this podcast should be up on Wednesday. Morning Glories, number 18, I think, comes out on Wednesday. Walking Dead, number 95, I think it's up to now, Michael?
I think so.
Yeah, Walking Dead comes out. Incorruptible, which is a Boom comic, comes out. All kinds of other comics comes out. Those are just the ones I'm looking forward to. But yeah, so it looks to be a good week in comics, especially for Image.
It sounds like it. I need to read some of those. Morning Glories and Incorruptible.
You definitely have to read Incorruptible, because we are going to have to talk about it on the podcast. Just like we'll have to revisit Irredeemable after the series ends.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. Nice week in comics. Everybody should go to their local comic shop and buy comic books and support the industry, unlike me. Or I don't know. I guess I kind of do in a way. I do. I buy comics sometimes. But anyway,
Or show a friend a new comic.
Yeah, I do that often.
I did that today. It was a good feeling.
It really is. It's a really nice feeling to be like, hey, check out this comic. It's awesome. You should read it. But anyway. Alright, so let's get our Stumbleupon going. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Stumbleupon it is.
Every day I'm stumbling.
Alright, first article. Middle school mountaineer returns from Kilimanjaro. So this little boy named Nico Saporito, which sounds like a made-up name. He apparently trained for 3 years to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. He's also only 11. But yeah, so he climbed
Another
Mount Kilimanjaro
kid who is
at
more
11.
accomplished than us.
Yeah. How does that make you feel about your lives? How does that make you feel about what you've accomplished so far, Michael? How does that make you feel?
Inadequate.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel inadequate too. What have you done with your life? I've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
I made a podcast.
I help.
Yeah, the podcast is really all I have to say for accomplishments, really. It'll get there one day. It'll be awesome one day, maybe.
Yeah, I remember what I'm proud of.
What?
I know what I'm proud of. That one story I keep telling, but I guess I'll repeat it. I was on stage with MC Hammer, and I have a video of it. I might post that. But he was singing "You Can't Touch This," and guess what?
Did you touch
it?
I did.
Okay, if we're talking about stories like that, I helped One Republic look for their van keys.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, because they apparently lost their tour bus keys, and I helped them look for them at midnight. Pretty cool stuff.
Mm.
Oh, my autistic friend is trying to talk to me on Facebook.
He'll have to wait.
Okay, I'll talk to him after we're done.
All right, good deal. So, second article. Anti-porn lawmaker caught watching porn in Parliament.
I laughed at this.
Yeah, okay, so an Indonesian lawmaker, Arifento, who apparently only has one name. Oh yeah, it's on brobible.com, so it's already a ridiculously written article. But anyway, so Indonesian lawmaker, Arifento, he apparently does not like adult entertainment, and so he introduced a bill that was then made a law that makes public displays of affection illegal, but also makes it illegal to download adult entertainment, basically porn. Makes it illegal to download porn. But those who do can expect something to the tune of 15 years in prison.
Dang.
Yeah, dude is not playing around.
Mm-hmm. It's way to ruin people's lives.
There's a dirty joke in somewhere.
Probably so. Yeah, like, the front man of the country's most popular band was sentenced to 40 months in jail after a few sex tapes surfaced. And last year, Playboy Indonesia's editor-in-chief was sentenced to 2 years behind bars. What the mess? But anyway, so there was a curious photographer who took a picture of Arafento sitting in Parliament while he was browsing adult entertainment on his tablet.
And we're just going to assume it was of the Wonder Woman variety.
Yep. Arafento was looking at Wonder Woman porn. That's what this went on. That's what was just decided. But I mean, just like, come on, who, like, why? I don't understand.
Wait, is the law already in place?
Yeah, it's already a law. It's already a law.
That's dumb.
So I hope he goes to jail.
Do you think people wouldn't be investigating him after he got a law like that in place?
Probably not. I hope he goes to jail, though. I really do. We'll have to check in with it. It may be an old article. I can't remember. So, F that guy, basically.
We need to have like a revisited Stumbleupon episode or something.
We do. That's a good.
We always talk about going back,
but we never do. That's a good point. We'll do that for like episode 20 or something, like a big anniversary episode.
Whoa, what episode are we on already?
15. What up?
Well, that's crazy. 15 more than I thought.
Yeah, it's 14 more than I thought we would ever make, to be honest. I thought we would do one and then just get bored with it. But it's been pretty fun so far. But anyway, third article. Jensen man tries to light hearing aid, apparently confusing it with cigarette after half a bottle of Jaeger. So, David Wagner tried to light his hearing aid with a lighter, apparently mistaking it for a cigarette. He was pulled over, and the deputy smelled alcohol and called another deputy to complete a DUI investigation. As that deputy approached, Wagner was in the driver's seat. He was trying to light one of his hearing aids with a lighter. I noticed there was another hearing aid in his lap. Wagner said he was trying to light a cigarette. I told him that he was trying to light his hearing aid. He then stopped. Noting a strong odor of alcohol, the deputy asked Wagner whether he'd been imbibing, and he said he'd had way too much. He said about half a bottle of Jägermeister. At least he's honest, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least he's honest.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
It leads to damaged hearing aids.
Wagner wore a brace and said he had a broken foot. He nearly fell as he stood. I asked him if he was swaying due to his foot or his intoxication. He said both.
This guy's having all kinds of problems.
This guy should just be let free simply because he was so honest. He was like, yeah, I'm drunk. It's cool. But yeah, so I wonder what kind of hearing aid he had where he mistook it for a cigarette.
I can't imagine. Was it one of the... I'm picturing cochlear implant for some reason. Did they make it like a long stick kind?
I have no idea. Like, the one I'm picturing is those weird, like, big wraparound beige ones, you know?
Uh-huh.
And that is not a cigarette at all.
No.
At all. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what else?
I suppose when you're intoxicated, anything can look like a cigarette.
Good point, Andrew. Very good point. When you are intoxicated, anything can look like a cigarette. That's a very good point.
Thank you.
But anyway, so fourth article. Cow gang attack German couple. Yeah, that's a real headline. Cow gang attack German couple.
The actual, cows in a gang.
Yep. A A German couple have told how they were attacked by cows after traveling more than 800 kilometers, which is some like 560 miles or some nonsense, to spend a stress-free holiday in the Australian Alps. The 42-year-old banker said today, this is old. This is like 2 years old. My wife and me looked for a quiet place to stay a couple of days to wind down. We found an ad offering a mountain hut for rent and thought this was exactly what we were looking for. We wanted to walk to a nearby pub after arriving on Friday night when suddenly 10 cows surrounded us. I unleashed our dog so she can escape. My wife suffered serious bruises when the cows attacked. She eventually managed to lock herself in the hut while I jumped into our car. He added the cows damaged his car before they eventually made a move. His wife needed treatment at a clinic. The couple decided to continue their stay despite the unpleasant incident. If I get attacked by cows, I'm not staying. I don't care how good the hut is.
Okay, so no one died, right? So it's safe for me to say this is completely hilarious.
Oh, it's ridiculously hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So his wife went in the hut and he went in the car. Did he just leave his wife?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was more like the car was closer to him or something. I don't know. Yeah, he left his wife to die, I think is what happened. Can you blame him, though?
I mean, when a cow gang comes after you and surrounds you, yes, we don't really know what we're going to do unless we're in the situation.
Oh, Andrew, you remember our A-Push teacher? How he got horned by a buffalo?
Oh, he loves telling that story.
He does. Yeah, our A-Push teacher got horned by a buffalo, Michael.
That's terrible.
Yeah. He was like the best teacher ever. But anyway.
He's about to retire, you know that, right?
I thought he already retired.
No, he and Mrs. Sanders are still working. This is their last year, I think, and they're going to move to Texas.
That's sad.
So he got gored by it or what?
He got poked in the butt by the horn, I believe, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, I think. It was in Yellowstone, too, I think. Wasn't it, Andrew?
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah, so pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, I think it's about it for Stumbleupon.
Yeah, I think that's also it for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Andrew has a curfew. Are you in your girlfriend's dorm right now?
I am.
All right. Well, Andrew, we enjoyed having you on.
Thank you.
It was fun. I'm sorry you missed out on the last two sections. But yeah, so thank you for that, Andrew.
You're welcome.
So, okay, I guess you're gone now?
Yeah, I'm gone.
All right, later.
Later. Catch you internet famous people. Bye.
All right, Michael.
Mhm.
All right, let's. All right, now I guess we got to do this solo.
Not like he's going to talk about him behind his back.
Yeah, I know. Andrew's the worst.
This mic sound kind of messed up to you, or is that just my end?
It sounded rough to me too a little bit.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't know. We'll figure it out in editing. But anyway, webcomic of the week, Penny Arcade. So basically, it's Penny Arcade. It's about video games and nerdy stuff. You know, it's pretty fun. But the two authors are, well, they go by Gabriel and Tycho in the comic. One of them draws mainly, and one of them writes mainly. But it's hilarious. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I've actually just sat there and gone through them for maybe like an hour or two at a time.
I think my favorite one so far or recently is it's like the Draw Something app.
Oh, and, yeah, I was just looking at that one.
And it says, you were guessing C.W. Gabriel's drawing. It has a drawing of a naked man holding a cup with an arrow to the cup. It's hilarious, in my opinion. Because, like, I don't know, that's just funny to me.
Most of what they do, they reference like electronics or video games or computers. So
yeah, it's a very nerd-centric podcast. I mean, not podcast, webcomic.
Yeah, podcasting's our thing.
Yeah, that's ours. It can't be theirs. But anyway, very, very, very nerdy, very technology-oriented comic. But they do a lot of good, though, as well, because they have a charity called Child's Play. Where they raise a bunch of money for kids and, give them toys and stuff. They're one of the few webcomic creators who make a living off of the webcomic, so that's pretty cool. That's what Michael and I
not have to.
Yeah, not have to work at all. That's what we need to do. Figure out how to make this work. So basically,
thinking about it in the shower.
Yeah. So basically, people, you should give me and Michael money. That's what should happen. No, yeah, I mean that's what should happen. You should just give me and Michael money. I think we mentioned this in like the first podcast, but no one ever did. So we're gonna mention it again. No, I would actually feel really bad if someone gave us money, wouldn't you?
I really would.
Oh yeah. Oh well. But yeah. So Penny Arcade, check it out. Penny. Well, let me see. Penny-arcade.com. Check it out. It's a nice comic. The guys do a lot of good. They're cool dudes. Go check it out. So Michael, comic of the week, Death: The High Cost of Living, written by Neil Gaiman.
Comic of the week. It happens every 7 days.
So basically the whole idea behind it is that there's a group of beings called the Endless who embody certain aspects of life and the universe and everything. And one of them is called Death. And she is the embodiment of death. She's the incarnation of death. And she, she is present whenever anyone dies, basically. And so, apparently once every 100 years, she has to spend a day as a mortal. As, it's a normal person, once every 100 years. And so, this 3-issue miniseries is about that. It's about a day in her life when she's immortal. And written by Neil Gaiman, who is a fantastic writer. Not only does he write comic books, but he writes actual books as well, such as American Gods, which is one of my favorite books of all time. But anyway, what did you think about it, Michael?
I really liked it. I thought the story was kind of fresh, It was really, I don't know, it was one of those that just made you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, he's really good about that. He's really good at coming up with original ideas, original stories.
My favorite times are the ones that really make you think about it,
Yeah. I mean, I just like that whole idea that she is death, but once every 100 years, she has to live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And,
it's a really interesting concept.
It is. And, at the very end, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but at the very end, she dies because, she, in order to die, because one of the things of living is that you eventually die. That's, that's where the title comes in, because death is the cost of living. But, she talks about how, the good and the bad, the rough, the smooth, the painful, the dull, all that's what makes life worth living. And I don't know, so it's very interesting, it's very cool, it's a very nice story.
She was very cheerful and happy and polite for death.
Yeah, she was kind of bubbly for the incarnation of death. That is true. Didn't I try to get you to read The Sandman one time?
You did, but I just really didn't get into it. I mean, I might go back. Maybe I was just too early into it. I got busy with school, all that junk.
You should go back, because it's written by Neil Gaiman. It's his whole endless thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very
what
good.
I saw here, it's really good.
Yeah, no, he's great. But yeah, so Death, The High Cost of Living's a wonderful, wonderful miniseries. What did Andrew say? It was written in 1993. Is that what he said?
I think that's what he said. I think I remember seeing the same thing.
But yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's wonderful. Neil Gaiman works wonders. But what would you rate it, Michael?
I think I'd give it an 8.
Okay, that's a good solid rating.
Because I really like the story. Like, the story was probably
yeah.
like spot on for me. It's just the artwork wasn't the best to me.
Yeah, but you have to also think it's 20 years old.
It's 20 years old. That's really. But I mean, reading it now, I would give it an 8.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'd probably give it
recommend
like an 8 as well. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. So go check it out. Go pick it up. It's only 3 issues. It's like 81 pages total. So it's a quick read, but it's so, so good. So fantastic. All right. So I think that's mainly it for the show. But, next week. Next week, we're going to talk about Chew, the comic Chew, which is one of my favorite series ever.
Mine too.
Yeah. Have you read them all yet?
Not yet. I need to do that now that my schedule's free up some.
Yeah. It's wonderful. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Chew. We're going to have our fellow real comic guys person on, Charles. He's going to come on, and he's going to talk some comics and webcomics and all sorts of stuff with us. So that'll be fun. It'll be our first, legit comic reviewer guest host.
I'm both excited and nervous about this.
I mean, I'm excited. He seems like a cool guy.
This will be my number 6 social fear, I guess.
Unknown people on the podcast.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. He seems like he'll fit in well. But, so we're going to talk about Chew. Going to talk about Perry Bible Fellowship as our webcomic of the week. Going to get in some new releases as well. I think some good ones are coming out next week. I think Irredeemable might come out next week. What else? I don't know. I think it's going to be a nice little show next week, I think. Number 16. 15 more than I thought we would ever do. But, contact information. You can email us at panelpalacepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at panelpals. You can call and or text us at 626-765-7257. We actually just got a call today, but, we already talked about that, didn't we?
We did, the Pals podcast.
Yes. And that was very exciting. I talked to him on Google Voice while I was in a mumble chat with Michael. And I was like, Michael, what do you think about this? As I was talking to them. So they probably think I'm crazy. But whatever. But yeah, so they're going to come on eventually and talk with us, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know, I'm excited. You got anything you want to add, Michael?
That's pretty much about it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got most everything covered. But yeah, so, I don't know. Hopefully Mumble sounds better than Skype. Let us know. Because we're trying out some new technology, trying to get things figured out, trying to make it work better for the listeners, Just doing our thing. But, just let us know, if you would, peoples. But yeah, so, I think that's pretty much it for the show. We appreciate any and all listeners. We appreciate it very much. Thank you for listening. So, I'm Leo.
I'm Michael.
And that's it for us this week.